Greetings, everyone. Hello and welcome. Welcome to episode 16. This is Dr. Tonya White Johnson. I'm coming to you from my little studio in Central Florida. I wanted to take some time or just take a quick moment to share with you a very brief nugget of truth, and I am hoping that it will be brief. I never really know these things until I really get into the topic of the broadcast. I try to share as I am inspired to share, and sometimes, I just more just comes. So I'm really hoping that this will be brief, though, and the topic that I want to talk to you about tonight is the fact that if you don't deal with your stuff will deal with you. I know people, I have friends, I have acquaintances, I know people who have not dealt with their stuff all of their lives. Some of them are nearing 50 years old. Some of them are nearing 60 years old. Some of them are older than that. You may be one of those people that I am talking about tonight that have not yet dealt with your stuff. What do I mean by stuff? Stuff happens to be those things that weigh on our hearts, that weigh on our emotions, that causes us to feel emotion, whether it be anger, whether it be tears, whether it be sadness, whether it be depression, but causes us to feel some sort of negative emotion when we think about it. That's what I call our stuff. And it's so important to deal with your stuff. Otherwise, your stuff winds up dealing with you. And what happens is that we give it power. We relinquish all of our power to our stuff. And instead of becoming the people that we were destined to be, that we were purposed to be, the light, friendly, lovely, happy people, we become people that are weighed down by a bunch of stuff. Somebody asked me as I was sharing and with one of my mentees, someone asked me, how do you know when your heart has been healed? And the answer is simple for me. And it's simple for me now because I was one of those people who had some stuff. I was one of those people who allowed the experiences in my life to turn me into a very negative, very bitter person. And when I recognized it, when I recognized what I saw in the mirror, I vowed to make a change. And the simple answer is, you know when your heart is healed when it no longer hurts. When it no longer hurts to talk about the experience. When it no longer hurts to share the experience. When you no longer feel regret for the experience. So regardless of what that experience may be, whether it was a bad relationship, a bad marriage, a divorce, addiction, drug addiction, alcohol addiction, whatever it was, whatever it is you can name, molestation as a child, rape, whatever. There's so many things out there that happens to us in life that causes us to have stuff. But what I'm here to share with you tonight is that you can get rid of your stuff and you can feel liberty once again. And the only way to get rid of your stuff is to deal with your stuff. One of the ways that I dealt with my stuff, and I think we all have different ways of expressing rather our emotions and expressing what's going on with us. But one of the first things that you absolutely have to do, regardless of what you do after this step, the first thing that you absolutely have to do is acknowledge your stuff. You have to acknowledge what it is that you're going through. You have to acknowledge that pain, whether it is pain from an ex-husband, pain from an ex-boyfriend, pain from molestation, pain from betrayal, friendship betrayal, whatever that pain is, you have to acknowledge it. And when I say acknowledge it, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to put all the blame on somebody else, or you have to say, look what they did to me. When I say acknowledge it, you acknowledge that this pain happened. You acknowledge that this pain affected you negatively. See, what we have to do is take back our power. As long as we're blaming somebody else, as long as we are putting it all on the shoulders of somebody else, we are giving them our power. But when we begin to say, okay, this happened. Yes, this person did whatever to me, but I am responsible for how I allow it to affect me. Now you take back your power. Now you are in control. You were not able to control that event, but you are now able to control how that event happened to you. You are now able to control what that experience was for you. Now, you can use this for the good, or you can use it to dwell in negativity, depression, and sadness and grief. I'll bet that you want to use this for the good. I bet that you want to take back your power just like I did. Everything in life that happened to me at that point in time, no, I felt like I did not have control. But after the event is when I do have control. I am still alive to tell the story. So I am in control of how I let those events affect my life today. That is so powerful, people. It is so powerful. And that's what I call dealing with your stuff. Some of us, as I am a writer, so I tend to express myself through spoken word and through writing. And some of my stuff, I had to write it all down. Initially, I wrote it all down just as it happened. I wrote it all down just as I was feeling it. And then my second draft of writing it down was writing it down in the present tense, helping me to understand that I now have the power to control how that event in the past tense will affect me now and in the future. So really understanding that power really gave me the strength to move past those events, to take back my power, and to stand in my own power, knowing that nothing, no one, no situations, no circumstances, no conditions can affect me negatively unless I'll allow it to. So I encourage you today to start to deal with your stuff and stop allowing it to deal with you, and to effectively and forever take back your power of life's events. We can't stop life from happening. Life happens just as it's supposed to happen. Life happens, the good, the bad, the ugly. Those are not things that we can control. But what we can control is how we perceive those events and how much power we give to those events. Thank you so much. I will come back and share a little bit more on this topic because it truly is such a powerful and deep understanding. And when you come to understand it, you realize that nothing can affect you negatively unless you allow it to. So God bless you. Have an amazing evening. Enjoy life. Take back your power. Deal with your stuff. Know that you are somebody special. Know that you are somebody, period. That you belong to the Most High God, that when He created you, He said that you were good. You were created for His good pleasure. So whatever happens in your life, it really is okay. There is a lesson to be learned. Let's look for those lessons and let's begin to embrace our greatness. I love you. God bless you. Have a good night.